You silly girl.
I like this.
You actually silly.
It's nice.
I never thought you was silly, but you actually
Nice.
pretty silly.
Music too.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
You gonna do your
Yeah. Yo, welcome to Nice Media Studios, Born With It Here, the pod, with your boy Lano.
and Bree?
Yes, and we got Mr. Hopson in the building.
Hey, Mr.
Thanks for
Hopson.
coming,
Dave.
man. The master
Dave.
barber. The master barber.
Yes.
Man. So this is our episode networking part 2, and we having different parts of this. So this is our this is our barber talk session. Man, I thank you for coming on the show, Mr. Terrence. I really
Problem.
appreciate it.
Problem.
And also my instructor,
Pleasure.
which is pretty dope. Man, you very inspirational, especially in the morning. That motivation. I'll be at work like, oh man, I'll be like, oh, he giving us that motivation. Good teacher, awesome man, man. We're just gonna jump in right into it and let's talk about it, right? And man, first off, how did you get into the barber? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Man, where do I start? Man, I got into barbering. Man, I was 12 years old.
Wow.
And I was young. I was different. Like a lot of the neighborhood, all my neighborhood friends, my childhood friends, they wanted to play with Hot Wheel cars, G.I. Joe, man. I'm kind of telling my age now, but it's okay. We used to play outside a lot. And I play outside with them, but I didn't really take to it. And I used to get my hair cut every now and then from the barbershop. Listen, I'm going to tell you something serious. My mom used to cut my hair. Front porch, scissors, and a comb. Not shears.
Scissors.
Yeah, scissors and a comb.
Like regular scissors?
Regular scissors and a comb.
Okay.
In front of all my peers, all my neighborhood friends. So I said, man, one of these days, I'm going to figure this thing out.
Okay.
What-
So I didn't have the finances to go to the neighborhood barbershop or the neighborhood barber. They was only charging $5. But one day, talked to my grandmother. I said, Granny, Mama would not buy me these clippers that I wanted. She was like, well, baby, you too young. I said, but Granny, I want them. She said, what you going to do with them? I said, I'm going to cut hair. I'm going to make some money. One of the worst decisions at that time. She was so mad at herself for buying the clippers. But when she did, I was my first victim. I ain't even tell you. My first victim. I messed my hair up so bad. My mother put me on punishment for 2 weeks.
Ooh.
I
Wait,
couldn't go outside.
You got punished for cutting your hair.
My own. It was bad. It was serious. It was like my grandmother. She's spiritual, super spiritual. She called down fire from heaven. She
That's
said
amazing.
the devil then got in your head.
Oh.
I said, oh man, it was bad. But I learned from that, over the years, and I made it my passion, like something that I really wanted to do. I don't know. Right now, I'm 43. I don't know what that inspiration was at that time. I just know I wanted to do it. And I let that fuel me and to becoming still in the game, cutting and retiring and teaching and going into traveling and teaching and doing other things in business. But I started off as just a kid that wanted to cut hair.
Yeah.
Yep, I just wanted to cut hair.
You didn't got into instructor, right? I got a question. Like, over the years, I mean, how does networking like really pertain to barbering?
Oh man, see, I didn't know I was this people person, like I am, and I really like learned how to deal with people. Like in the barbershop atmosphere, in the salons, it can go there. It depending on the topics, depending on right. Depending on the discussion, what's happening, what we're talking about, and to be honest, it became easy once I learned how to deal with people. Networking is a part of business that it boosts the business beyond the haircut. Once you have that confidence, like in yourself as a professional, the networking kind of just come on, because you're a people person already, genuinely, right?
Yes.
So it's easier to just be yourself, and when you know who you are, like your purpose, like your gift, it'll make room for you. And so when you inspire and you have a passion to do something, it's not work anymore. So like networking is something just come on when you know your purpose and you know who you are. and you know what your goals are, right?
Yes.
And so me personally, like I love people. Like so my wife, for example, we can be a Kroger grocery store. I'm going to find somebody to talk to. And it's not because I'm looking. I think it's just my personality and my energy and the passion that I have to be the person that I am. So I'm always ready for the opportunity. You know what I mean? It's like when you know who you are, you know, like at a split second, you can meet Bill Gates or you can meet a very influential person that has that next level that you're looking for. So you always have to be ready.
Yeah. And I mean, you're a pretty firm believer. And
Yes,
just,
sir.
You never know who you'll meet.
Absolutely.
Especially in this line of business.
Absolutely.
This was always my future passion.
Absolutely.
Anything you want to ask him?
Well, actually, I'm liking. What do you call them? Like, I mean, I know that. What do you call the uniform? What do you call it?
It's work attire.
Okay.
It's work attire as you can. I haven't labeled it yet,
Okay.
but it's just my image,
Okay.
if you will.
I like it.
And,
Thank you.
And barbering is pretty much an image.
Or it is an image. It's who you are as a person first, right? So again, like barbering, you have to once you know who you are, it'll come on. Like this is an industry where you can make a lot of money just off being yourself. Being unique is a valuable asset, first of all.
I'm in the wrong field, guys.
When you're unique, when you are Miss Bree, I'm serious. When you are a unique person, you have a very inviting personality, it's easy for people to talk to you. And just so happen you have a gift to do something. That makes networking so much easier. You don't have to push. You don't really have to have a game plan. A lot of times, my best connections, opportunities that I have now, it came from like being spontaneous.
Okay.
On being not afraid to talk to people, not afraid to open up and just be inviting. You know what I mean, with your personality and your gift. It makes room. It really does. So, as we teach through the state of Michigan, as I teach through the state of Michigan, the fact is, barbering, out of 100%, the actual physical, practical part of a barbering service is only 10%. Yeah, I know we make a big deal that I want the best barber, but do you really want the best barber? Do you really want a barber that has a mediocre or decent cut, but with an outstanding personality?
Right.
Or do you want the best barber, but he's Hollywood? He's disrespecting you. He's treating you different, right? So you have to choose.
That's why I need a new barber.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, one thing you talk about in class, man, why I even invited you on the show, is always being positive. I love that about you.
Thank you.
But one major thing you talk about is independent, being more independent. How, like in this line of business, it's pretty much independent. I mean, you could go as far as you want. But how hard do you have to work, being that it's an independent service? How hard do you got to network in this service? Like, even starting out, because I know it's a slow start. Like, I only got a couple of clients, and I'm like, man, it's so hard.
Yeah. So that's a broad question. But no, it's an excellent question, though. Like, how hard? And, you know, you get me every day, but I'm a believer. When my grandmother is from Mississippi, she literally picked cotton to the point where her fingers are formed to fitting inside that cup, taking cottons out. And so she was born and raised in Mississippi, but she came up here. I forget the year, but she moved here and she started Ford Motor Company at 17, and she retired when she was 65 from Ford Motor Company. So on her own, no husband, you know, nobody to help support her family, our family, or whatever. So when you ask a person that was raised and born off work, like you had to work for a glass of water, you had to work for a sandwich, like you couldn't. So like that's where I am. I still live that way to this day. So to answer that question, no days off, like no moments off. Like you don't know when you're gonna meet that person, or you don't know when you're gonna meet that number one client that can pay for your house within 6 months. Like you have clients that's looking for those services where that one client over the course of 5 years will pay for everything, like your house, your cars, and things like that. So to work hard is number one, like no days off. Like you cannot take time off. You're independent. Who else? So I'm I'm my own accountant, right? That means I do my own taxes, I do my own books, right? I got to teach myself about credit. I got to stay abreast. Got to go on Laura.gov once every 30 days. I got to see what they're talking about the laws and standards, right? The guidelines, because I'm independent. Right. Nobody's going to do that for you. But now, late in the game, like where I am now, I had to hire a consulting company to do those things for me so that I can focus on working all day, every day, right? Now I can focus on growing the business. Their job is to expand and send me on the right path and down the right directions. But my job is just to work. But no days off. It doesn't stop.
Do you think that networking has really helped you to get the resources that you need so that you can efficiently and effectively run your business? Because
Absolutely.
you're only one person.
Right.
So has that helped?
Oh, it's helped tremendously. I'll even be honest. Like, for me, again, coming from my background that I come from of hard work, it's like it's helped this way. I'll give it to you this way. For a long time, 26 years, I started in the shop in 96. 26 years.
Oh, 6 years old.
26 years. I graduated from high school in 96, and that August, 2 months later, I was in the shop, and I learned then to make all my mistakes early. I'm glad I did, because that helped me understand, like, how to network, how to build your brand, how to, like adapt to this industry, right? So, like, for me, it was like I had to really, really focus on what mattered. Like, networking, it was something that I had to do. It was like, being a person that I am, I have to have a mindset, like, you can't depend on anybody else. It's just you, right? So if I'm depending on just myself, then I know my mind is structured to say, hey, you got to get up at 5 o'clock every day.
And do it. like for example, it was before I started teaching, I had aspirations to teach like 10 years ago. But of course, the reality is, like, how are you going to maneuver and make time and navigate through everything that you're doing to make time to teach? So, but before I started teaching 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago, it was 17, 18 hours a day, nonstop, from 5 in the morning to 10 o'clock at night, nonstop. Sometimes don't even eat. Sometimes you go so long without food, you don't even remember that you didn't eat. It's like you forget that you didn't eat a meal, you didn't drink water or beverage or energy drinks or whatever. You just have to go, right? So in that time, it's like, man, I have to find an out. Like, I have to find an out. So being that independent, it's like, okay, what you gonna do for retirement plan? Those questions have to come up because you're independent. Like, most jobs, most corporations, they already have that plan set. Right. Life insurance, health insurance, medical care, things of that nature, 401ks. I had to build that and do that for myself, right? Had to hire a company to do these things for me so that I have the paper trail and the paperwork that would substantiate my future for my family. Wow.
Yeah.
That hard work, that really, it sticks out to me.
Thank you.
Yes, the hard work, the determination, and like even just before you came here and us just being introduced and getting to know one another before the show started, the energy that you have, and you can just see it. There's a light that's there.
Thank you.
So I think that's amazing.
Thank you.
That's nothing but God, really. I mean,
Yeah.
the networking comes with a lot. I mean, you already knew the Nice Media team.
Sure. That's crazy. The network.
In certain ways.
Right.
And of course, you knew my cousin. So yeah, which is Tony Terrence.
Tonsari. Magician.
I cannot get that name right, and I even reading it on a working assignment, I still get the word wrong. I still be, and they even got the pronunciation. Y'all know how they got the pronunciation. It's
I know.
You can work on it. You can work on it.
We get it.
Hey, I got another question, man.
Sure.
How can we use networking pertaining to life itself? And how can we be more successful? Like, any endeavors. I mean, especially in our business. I mean, in our field, we barber. So
Sure.
this is a little barber talk. So
Yeah.
for the people though, like how can we? How can we use networking pertaining to life, and how can we be more successful?
That's another great question, and it's good, and I love these questions because it's actually my life. Like networking again, networking is a part of that 90% of barbering. Like 10% is only the physical part of receiving that service, which is for an average barber 30-minute service, but everything else. It's like, so pertaining to life, it's like networking has opened up so many doors to life. Man, the people you meet, they love you. I have clients I've been servicing since I was 14. They still come. I have their great grandkids. It's crazy.
Wow.
It's crazy. So what I'm saying is like they're older than I am. Some of them have passed away because when I started servicing them, I was 17 and they was already 70.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So when you network like that and you find a passion for something, for number one, it's not work anymore. When you love what you do, you go to work every day and you have a smile on your face. You take pleasure in looking good, feeling good, the attitude and the energy, everything. It's the work is off the table. It's like, so what do you do for fun? Oh, I cut hair, I teach. This is my lane. So I don't know. I don't really have anything outside of barbering, the whole barbering, services and things that I provide that I do. I like barbering, but the industry, it's opened up so many doors. Networking has been such a great gift to have. And I didn't know like how much of being a people person can really benefit a person's like livelihood. Like when people love you and they like you, you might no offense to any barbers out there, but you might not be a really good barber, but you have an outstanding personality. And I know a few, I won't do that to them, but I know a few that's not good. They've been doing it for a long time, but no offense, but you have to work at this every day to be great. Like you can't, to be like for a GOAT, you have to be phenomenal. You got to be great. Like you can't just be good and be like labeled with the greatest of all times.
Oh,
like
so Mr. Hopson's a GOAT.
No,
I mean,
but that,
well,
I see what you're
you was
saying,
talking
though.
about this earlier, and I always say the GOAT is the person that created life himself. So, but I was telling you about a barber I used to go to.
Yes.
I'm not gonna say his name, but
Yeah.
this guy would literally. It's called bad service, like. But I love him to death. Like he's a good friend, but a good barber, but he don't have his license either. And I remember, just learning in the class, like, you can't call yourself a barber without the license. I can call myself a student barber now.
Yeah, you can do that.
But this is a guy that told me to go get my paperwork. This is a guy, and one thing, he walks away from the bar, he doing all this other stuff, and it's crazy, just the amount of disrespect, even in there, being that kids come in and ladies. And I think I said this to you before. Like, does that mess up networking itself? Like, how you treat others, how you act?
Absolutely.
And I mean, just and not even that, is them being good people, but they just being who they are completely at the wrong. I mean, some of their toxic ways at the wrong time.
Yeah, man. And that's.
Well, I was gonna hop in and say, it seems like Mr. Hopson, how to build relationships with people, and who you are, so then that helps you to understand who your audience is.
Absolutely.
Because they don't define, it seems like your audience doesn't define you.
Right.
You are confident with
Absolutely.
your gifts, your abilities, who you are.
Yes.
And so you know how to build relationship by that.
Yes.
That's a skill.
It is. And I'm going to be honest.
And you talk about that all the time.
Okay.
Stuff that you just said. You talk about that kind of stuff all the time.
But I mean, you guys are right. Like, for example, that's why we're talking about networking and relationships, being independent. It's like, I'll be honest, and I can laugh at it now. I used to be that knucklehead because I didn't have someone like me back when I was 17.
Okay. I got a question. What advice do you give to this specific person that I'm talking about? I mean, just that kind of arrogancy.
Yeah. And I'm not a prophet or anything. I just know what I know. But I mean, hey, number one, you got to clean up your attitude. Like you can win at times with a bad attitude. But again, when you think like a champion, you never lose to seize the opportunity to build a client, to make a client. Your personality has to be invited. Before I sit you in my chair, you have to first like me as a person. If I meet you at Kroger, for example, how do they know if they can trust you or not? Right. What are they going to do? They're going to feed off your energy. They're going to first look at you. Well, you saying you this person, but I'm looking at how you dress, right? Yeah, it's on a Monday on my off day, but I'm wired just a little different. It's my off day. I want to relax. So I'll relax a little bit, but I won't take myself out of the game. You always leave the door open to build. You never know who you're going to meet on a day-to-day basis. So whether it's a Sunday, Monday, or whatever, that networking. So my advice to them will first be like, just look around your own, just 3 feet around you. Check yourself out. Look in the mirror. Keep yourself clean. You don't have to spend a lot of money doing it, but be presentable, right? Put some nice, decent shoes on, nice shirt on, button up, pull your pants up, man. Pull your pants up, please.
That's something
you know what I mean?
I would never understand right there. Like I
Pull
told
your
y'all.
pants up.
I think I told y'all I tried that one time.
You huge, and if you are this person that we're talking about, if you smoke, then I don't discriminate. I don't smoke, but you do what you do. But I'm saying, as a professional, you have to know when to smoke. Like you have a client that don't tolerate that, and you're trying to build and you're trying to cross over in the barbering industry. That means that you want to service more clients that's different lifestyle, different culture, different background that you have. That means you're going to have to be that person that you're trying to attract. So if I'm looking for the more of the conservative clientele, I have to be it first. Right. So if I know I have a handful of clients and they're conservative, they're in corporate, then I can't go out and hit the blunt. Sorry, you can't do that. Not right now.
That's why I say you gotta act what you desire. If people claim they deserve these things, we talk about that all the time.
Or know when it's appropriate, I think. Yes. I think knowing when it's appropriate, because I know a lot of corporate America people that they hit the blunt.
They do.
But
they do.
Like knowing when.
I just never understood that. That's something, that part I would never understand.
I think it's people, though. So I think it's just people. We still are whatever, but then we try to put on this image. Yeah. And so... And well, that's
what society do, right?
Yeah.
I mean, especially
what humanity does. Yeah. I mean, that's a human thing. We all have our vices, I guess.
That's true.
So,
but what you were saying though is knowing when it's appropriate to.
Yeah, it's work time.
To be more relaxed. If you have a but see, that's when going back to what you said at 17 years old, and you earned the trust of 70-year-old clients. Yeah. That's huge.
Yeah. That's actually good because, I mean, even me doing home repairs, I did the same thing. Like that's crazy. But we about to walk right into the next part of our show, which is your hone yourself moments. This is some funny stuff here, man. I did something funny for you today. Cause man, you be talking about some funny stuff, man. One thing people be talking about is, they line, receding hairlines. Can we pull up our first picture? Cause I got a question for you about this picture.
Let me see
I know this guy. This guy. I mean, man,
that's disrespectful.
When I seen this, I said this couldn't be real.
Yeah, that's disrespectful.
I mean. Is the barber horn himself, or is he horn himself? Even letting him take the picture.
Both, man.
Wait. So this makes me think of, what is your take on the toupees and the grass, the unit? Yes. Yeah. Sorry.
You could tell that's not a toupee though, because you can see his hair.
No, that's not at all. But that's an appropriate time to use one.
Yeah. So that situation right there.
Like LeBron?
Yeah, I don't think so.
First of all, you see the skin discoloration. Let's deal with that first.
Ooh. All right.
Like that part of the head never met sun. It's right. So it's green. His forehead
it's green.
His scalp is green.
It is
right?
green.
And
wow.
then his hairline is on the top of his head. So number one, that's the barber itself. He's done. Nobody's.
But he put it in the middle of his head. Like he didn't even.
And the line for the edge, I don't
that's
understand.
That's ridiculous. That you know what
What is that?
he did something wrong. I'm convinced he did something wrong.
What?
to his
I got a
barber.
question now
Yes.
to
He
an
did
instructor.
something- wait.
What kind of haircut is that? Like what did he use to make that haircut be like?
Some really sharp babyless. Andy's outliners. And a razor. And he might have used a box shaver.
Man,
A
because
shaving cream.
he
That's-
made
you
this
can
sharp
see
though.
shiny.
He
It's
did make it
shining a
sharp.
little
I
bit. It's
mean,
shining.
yeah. I mean, he did make
And
it
he
sharp
spray
too though.
washing on it. I mean, he maybe
I mean,
thought
he
he was clean.
He
Maybe
did make it
thought-
sharp though. I mean, it's sharp. It's cool.
So, like, the definition
He
of
got a
it is
receding
sharp,
sideburn,
but
too.
the placement, hairline placement.
Okay.
So I would just convince him to just let me, I perform to install a unit. Just let me take it all off at this point. I mean, you're already bad.
I ain't
He
gonna
goes
lie,
to-
would
the first person he saw that day, I guarantee he's probably wanted to fight because they're going to laugh. I'm sure.
I got a horn yourself moment for real. Like, okay, people with bald spots in the middle of their head. I just want to ask because I feel like they be honing themselves trying to get that cut. And ain't no disrespect. I'm not judging. I just feel like I'm gonna just cut it off. Just cut it off.
Well, I know somebody who did that. I won't say any names, but if you watching, you know.
LeBron
And-
James.
No.
Oh, cause I'd be like, man, he
That
gotta
was a
cut
good
that
one.
off, man. He gotta cut
That was
that
a
off.
good
Yeah, I'm just sorry, man. You can see the black spray, like you said.
No, yeah, okay, so let's
But that's
talk
my dog. That's
Let's talk
fair
about
play.
the black spray for a second. But anyway, I know a person, they have really, really curly, nice hair, you know, like soft and all that. But they were going bald just right here in the middle.
Right, and it's
But the person decided to go bald.
No.
That's
we got
good.
Some,
That's
we got
good.
Some work. We can work that.
Yeah.
I'm a professional.
now that part I
can
could
work.
probably.
I got them covered like a blanket.
I'm sorry, I had to cut it off.
Yeah,
man.
I
be
know.
honing
I know.
myself.
I know. Yeah, but
He looks really nice.
yeah,
though.
I'm sure.
And because he
Oh, you wanna talk to him?
No,
talk to- that's
I
what's up.
can't.
I mean,
I
I mean,
can't
you
tell
could-
you
you
who
could-
this person is, but
Yeah.
You can talk to him. Go
I
ahead.
can't talk to them. No, it's not
can fix that.
appropriate.
You can work that.
You go. All right.
You can work that out.
Okay.
Can you work this out?
Uh-oh.
With the unit. With the unit.
I mean
Oh.
that. I mean,
See,
unfortunately, that's kind of what. You know what? I'm not even gonna say who
Is
it
that
is.
alopecia? Like, is that what alopecia looks like?
We're not gonna say who that is,
I'm
but
not trying to be funny.
That's
I'm
he just
serious.
need a bar. That's a preference. He chose to do
right,
that.
Oh.
right.
So that.
But they say this particular person here got cut by a blind person.
Yeah. Maybe let him Barber borrow those sunglasses. Now that is foolishness. This is foolishness. So like my 5-year-old nephew can do that right there. And I'm sure he probably paid a lot of money to do that.
Possibly.
My 5-year-old nephew can do that. I promise you he can do that.
I mean, he ain't even
You
got
could
a
probably
line.
do
I
that
mean,
yourself.
He ain't even
I
lying.
don't wanna do
He
that.
ain't even lying. He
But
ain't
I'm
got a line.
saying-
I know. I'm just
You can do that.
I'm just
that
saying,
right
like,
there. That's what gets you fired as a barber.
He ain't even got a
Fired.
fade.
My name is on all of my work. So
right.
you can't even pay me enough money to do that. You know, you have to change.
I ain't gonna lie. Look like
Yeah,
Nah,
no.
I'm-
It's
that's-
just some things are off the table for barbering. Some things off the table.
Okay, so I do have a question.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I see the guys with the black paint, and then like especially in Philly, you know, shout out
Yep.
to Philly, but they have the chalk
love Philly.
lines too.
the chalk line.
Yeah, the
Like,
chalk
is
line.
it white or?
Get into it. Get into it.
Yeah.
Barber,
That's
get into it.
some-
But you know what I'm
I mean-
talking about.
I got you. I
Yeah,
do.
But
I do.
yes, yeah, it's white. It's a white. What is that? What is?
So
what is
just to address, so it's enhancements.
Okay.
So it's like it is levels to it. Though.
Okay.
I use them,
okay.
and it's to be honest, it's big. But I will say this: it's a right and a wrong way to do everything.
Okay. Okay.
You know, it's like enhancements are a part of this industry. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. Barbering is how so if I only service clients based on what I like and what I do, I wouldn't make any money.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that
It's
makes
like
sense,
women
right?
in fashion and
Yeah.
makeup and stuff.
Oh,
so
it's a
yeah.
whole lot of stuff I'd be looking like, man, yeah. But you paying top dollar for it.
Right.
So the enhancement part, so I'm all barbers, just barber one-on-one real quick.
okay.
If you're going to use enhancements, use the clippers first. Cut their hair. Show them the gift first. At least show proper hairline placement. At least show precision where your bald fade is not this high on one side and the other side is like when a person walking down the street, you see it's like off center and everything. Like at least put the 20-minute, 30-minute work in before you use enhancements.
Okay.
So like what they're doing now, a lot of barbers, they cheating. They spraying the hairline on first, and all they take is a date night, or 2 days later, the client hairline is gone. It's like, what happened to you? I just saw you Friday. It's Sunday. You like a different person.
Exactly.
Because they cheated. They didn't cut their hair first.
Catfishing.
So you have to put the natural hairline in first before you use enhancements. That's what makes it look really good. When you use enhancements, you cannot just spray paint somebody. You cheat. And the demographic. So yeah. So when I started cutting hair, haircuts was $7, $10 back in the we didn't have enhancements.
Right.
Back then you had to cut, like you had to be good.
Right.
Right? And now you have barbers and some students that I teach at the school, first thing they go buy to the beauty supply store, they want to buy some enhancements. Like you're not ready for that. Like I know you see your peers, they're in a certain level. There's a reason why that man is using that. You don't know what the purpose of that for. So they spraying the whole hairline on. What if I'm only light over this side and my definition is strong on this side? Do I really need to use enhancements all across the front? No. So we need another part 2 for this because it's a lot. I got to talk to my hands.
Yes, we're going to make that happen.
They cheating.
But we definitely doing different parts of the network.
They cheating. I'll say that.
So they definitely be holding themselves when they spraying it on first.
Yeah,
and
so
they not lining up the proper hairline. I thought so too. I tried it once. I'm gonna say the person that did a really good job only because he did line me up first. But it reconfirmed the first day of class.
Sure.
And you was talking about that, and I was like, okay, he did it right. Because even when they wiped off, my hair was still crispy.
It's still tight.
But he was like, man, you want to try this, man? I'll do it for free this time. I was like, yeah, I tried. He had lined me up first. I was already crispy.
Yeah.
But he's like, man, I could tell I got light brown. My hair light. So, and my hairline a little light. So when he lined me up, it was already crispy. Sideburns, everything. I'm like, nah. I was like, don't do the beard like that, though. I don't want no. No, I already got patches. You know what I'm saying? They already call me patches, but man, he hooked me up, man. I actually
when it rains, it come on.
See,
you know.
But see, look, like that's another. It's levels to enhancements.
Okay.
You have some cheap enhancements, but you have some semi-permanent enhancement that
it's hair dye.
Yeah,
it's really dye.
And you can get it wet. You can sweat. You can brush it through it, and it won't move. So it's levels. Like they cheating. They want to use some high beam hairspray, color spray, and they're using some other stuff that's not quality and expecting quality results. So, I mean, you have it out here, but you have to pride yourself. What type of barber you want to be?
Got you. Okay.
So I'm not chasing it. Like I'll do it, but I'm gonna use the best stuff. That's why my prices they reflect the products that I use and the tools that I use, because I take pride in what I do. I'll give it to you, but I let them know. They show you Instagram picture. Everybody got their iPhone. Can you do this cut? Yeah, I can do that cut, but I'm looking at the picture. I know what he used. I can tell what he used. So are you willing to pay that price? Then yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
But
you at that stage, you wasn't telling them what they were using. You wasn't downplaying them.
I wouldn't do it. But I just tell them like this. I tell them like this. Like, if you want it to last more than 3 days, then you have to use something different.
Can we talk a little bit about, I know we're at hoeing yourself, but can we talk a little?
The hoeing yourself over.
Oh, okay, cool.
You know what I'm saying.
But wondering, you're like, I'm uncomfortable. No, but can we talk a little bit about men's hair care?
Yeah.
So what do men use for their hair? Because you have a hairline. You mentioned that you were 43 years old. I know 30-year-olds with the hairline start back here. No disrespect. I'm just saying. So it seems like, and you got the waves.
Sure.
You seem like you know what you're doing with your hair, and you look very nice.
That's a good question.
So what products do men use?
You know what? He brought a little gift for me today.
Right.
See, I forgot about this is Swurl Kurl. So this is a product that I'm very proud of. Okay, this is a 3-piece kit. It's actually 4, including the brush. Okay,
nice.
And then this is the Swurl Kurl bags. They come in travel bags. I just give them out. But the product, men's hair care. Reason why came up and manufactured my own product was because I got tired of using those same mediocre products.
So this is your product line?
This is my line, Swurl Kurl. Yes.
All right,
yes.
Swurl Kurl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very proud of it too.
Official.
It came from, the beginning stages. My brush. It's like I literally bought. It was only like 2 products on the market at that time. I bought every color they had and the different materials that they had. Every time they come out with one, I would buy it and I would destroy it on purpose to kind of see what it was made out of. Because one thing for sure is like when you're in this industry, you want to use quality products.
Right.
If you're a quality person, your lifestyle and it should reflect like your work. And so like, I got spent thousands, probably tens of thousands, I'm sure, of trying out different products. And women, you trying to find out one product, that one line that
in a $1 billion market. That beauty,
I
ain't no doubt.
Right?
Ain't no doubt. That beauty for y'all.
I mean, because I don't even wear makeup really like that, but just
Yeah.
products to
good.
do for hair.
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I've spent a lot of money.
I'm sure.
Yeah, so
I'm sure.
it's good that you came up with your own line.
Yeah. It's all natural. It's all organic.
It's all natural.
Love
It's
that.
all organic. It's all natural. Guess what? Look, it's time to change the label, but because they have beard on the label, beards was trending at the time when beards was in. It was like, okay, so I
think it's
Beards
still
are
in
sexy.
now. Like, I hate that I ain't got mine.
Beards are sexy.
Yeah, you came in right, and it's still here to stay. It seemed like so. My product, when I launched it at the time, I wanted to target that market, and so because of that, I still haven't changed the label, but the content is great. This is my #1 seller, Swurl Kurl face wash, and it's 70% organic, 30% natural. It's all natural and organic. Men can use it. Women can use it. Children can use it. There's no gender preference, no kid preference, no age preference, or anything. It's great. So, like, if you looking for good scalp, a good healthy scalp, good healthy facial hair, good skin, this is going to remove all the dirt and debris that's trapped under the surface. So, what's that? And I know we on time frame, but what's the average? What is the average? What is the structure? What is the process of the average person washing their face in the morning? The average person.
I ain't gonna lie, it take me about.
Oh, the average time?
Like what is their process? Like what do they use in the morning when they wash their face? The average person.
Oh, the average.
I actually use
soap?
water and then I take some little oral that scrub stuff.
But that's not the average person. That's you.
Oh.
I'm saying the average person just hot rag.
Yeah.
They're rushing for work. They're ready to go. Wipe their eye ducts out. Brush their teeth and they gone.
Oh.
The average person.
Okay.
So I'm there. I mean, since Swurl Kurl, that's all I use every day. But I'm saying like the average person does not use a product, so they need to be taught. They need to know. Like when they come in the shop, it's like, look, man, I'm noticing your skin. You know, looking at your facial, like you have spots. You know, your skin is like you having like abrasions and different things like that. It's dry spots, certain area. So you just need a good product to really enhance the melanin. Your skin will radiates, and it comes alive from a product. So men's hair care is big right now. It's like I have men that they're 35 years old. They never had a facial before. 50 years old, never had a facial. They've never been taught that it's not just for women. So this industry is huge in regards to men care in general, not just skin care, but just men care. Like we need spas, we need facials, we need massage, we need to be pampered as well. So men, we trending.
And that's crazy. We having a special guest on one episode about talking about that stuff. So that's pretty neat, man, that you brought that up.
Yeah.
Now we at the ending part of our show. We are Man Up, Woman Up talk. In this part of the show, Mr. Hopson, man, we always kind of want to be knowledgeable. Talk about some do's and don'ts, and then we want to lead with some positive challenges.
Sure.
So, you know, what some do's and don'ts in networking, even just pertaining to beauty care, Barber, what's some do's and don'ts that you want to share to the world?
Do's and don'ts. The do's, first, number one, networking. And the number one that I've learned in my experiences all the years I've been in this business is that you have to believe in yourself. Be confident and who you are as a person. I can't say that enough. When you network, I'll say it this way: you never get a second chance to make a first impression. If I'm looking for that next opportunity to expand my business, then I have to first be confident in what I'm selling. If I'm not confident in what I'm selling, then that potential client, right, they notice that. They can tell you're not confident in what you're talking about, for one. Then, of course, it's decorum, dress, speech, and behavior. It's how you talk. Like, I could talk hood, too. Like, but I know how to talk conservative. I know how to get a job if I need to. I know how to put a shirt on, but I can wear joggers. I can wear some Jordans, some Yeezys, or whatever. But it's a time and place for all of that. You know what I mean? When you're networking, you have to be confident. You have to never leave yourself out of the game, because if you do, you won't make those opportunities. My best times of building clients, like my best days, like clients I have right now, like multimillionaires, if they walk in, you would never know who they were. But I mean, they got it. And the guy told me, I was about to say his name, but the gentleman told me, he said, listen, one reason why I come to you is because of your personality. He was like, I could have went, he lived way out in Pontiac somewhere. Wow. And he's like, I drive down here because somebody told me of the atmosphere, the ambience of the barbershop, right? How you guys engage with each other. Like, where politics, religion, or sports talk, whatever, it's like the atmosphere, like you, they specifically said your name. And when I came, you didn't know who I was, but I'm glad I did. And this guy, he's very connected. And so that's what I'm saying. You never know who you're gonna meet. That one person now I have my own truck company now because of him. He gave me the blueprint when he would charge $5,000 to structure that for somebody else because he liked me. He did it for free. Wow. Just gave me the information. So I'm being the type of person I was. I didn't ask him.
That's what
he
I
just
love about.
Help.
That's like my favorite thing about networking. You just never know.
Yeah.
You never know. Like I say, even though I got a free lifetime pass to Ramona's. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I know the owner. And I could go there for free, my family, anybody, any guest I bring. You get what I'm saying? So that's powerful. That's powerful stuff. That's powerful stuff.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Real. I love it.
You seem very connected in that you realized who you were very early.
Yes.
And you believed in yourself very early.
I did.
From that, that punishment did not stop you.
Oh my goodness.
And that's big. Because a lot of things I see is in our minds.
Sure.
And sometimes we stop doing things because we're like, oh man, it didn't work.
Sure.
Or, oh man, I messed up my hair. Or, man, yes. I look like a clown today.
Absolutely.
And you didn't let it stop you.
What's some of the don'ts? I mean, of course, don't cut nobody's hair bad.
Don'ts,
of course, don't cut nobody's hair bad.
I kind of did. But the don'ts, man, don't. When you have an opportunity and you're networking and that person is giving you an opportunity, the one thing you don't want to do, you don't want to blow it by overcompensating, like over talking. Give enough information and be confident in, like it's a certain swag you gotta have when you know what you know. It's like it just come on. You don't have to force or push the envelope, because one thing for sure is that the person already recognizes you. He see you. You have to know that they see you. You got to know that they hear you. And when you know that, then it's all about not taking the first bait, like the first opportunity. It's kind of like, well, if you need me over here at 5 o'clock, I have to check my schedule. And it might be the person that can really blow your world up financially and everything, right? But don't be so eager to make it to where you lower your standard to chase it. You know what I mean? It's like, let them call you. And it's like, see where they're at.
They called me, like Martin said. They called me on that Martin episode.
Don't do that. That's bad. Seriously.
And I mean,
that's a don't. That's a big one for real.
I mean, that makes you look bad too,
It does.
Man. So, positive challenges and closing remarks for the week. My positive challenge for everybody is to stay positive. That's something you always said to me. Another thing is, another good thing you said was, believe in yourself. One thing I took from you was the look in your mirror challenge. I hope everybody did that this week too.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, that's huge.
But what I love about that challenge is you do define yourself just by staring. Just by staring in that mirror, you have to. You define yourself. Man, I be sleeping better. One thing I want to tell everybody is to always just keep that positive mind. Please, like, don't allow negative into your spirit, because it's too much. It's just too much. Keep that positive. Just keep that positive mindset. Get out of that mind that I'm going to fail. Put in your spirit. Put in your spirit. Put in your spirit. Put in your spirit. I'm going to succeed. I'm just going to succeed. So that's my positive thoughts.
I like that. I mean, I really don't have much to share. I don't have much to share because I love hearing from both of you. And it's really cool to work with you, Lano, and then to have you on the show, Mr. Hopson.
Thank you. We really appreciate it, man. This was very fun.
This was uplifting.
Speaking of fun, Mr. You don't drink. I mean, I don't drink either.
I used to, man.
But my lady Barbering Services. Hey, can we check that bottle out? She got buzz balls.
Yes. So
you gotta taste. You gotta taste it. You gotta introduce this.
So wait
drink.
a minute. The flavor of tonight. Let me tell y'all. Listen, I don't usually drink. Let me tell you. But the flavor of tonight is strawberry shortcake. Strawberry shortcake. And this is, okay, so it's by Barbering Services, okay? So Barbering is on Instagram, you with the U,
yes.
Okay?
Bar your way, actually, too. You could bar your way with her.
Yes, and this is a buzz bottle. This is the buzz bottle. So,
That's a nice bottle, too.
is it ladylike to drink?
I mean, just try to tell the people how it is. You got to tell the people how it is.
Why not, girl? Why not? Okay. Oh, and then, so this is the other thing that I wanted to share. This is like a 1-to-1 drink. So it's half liquor, okay? And it is half, what is it called?
Flavors?
Not flavors, but like, not the syrup. What's it called? Mixer. It's half mixer and half alcohol. I'm asleep. That's all right.
I mean, tell us how it tastes.
Wait, it smells so good. Like, it smells delicious. Hold on.
Hey, we got to make a commercial.
That's a commercial.
Yeah, we got to make a commercial. We
got
to make a commercial.
I'm sorry, y'all. I know it came up on the mic. This is so good. It tastes like a dessert. Oh, I'm going to get in trouble.
I wish I could taste it.
I'm going to get in trouble. But this is delicious.
But y'all definitely got to check Barbering Services out. It's pretty dope.
Yes, check out Barbering Services on Instagram. Bar, B-A-R, and then U.
Yes. It's
BAR_U_LLC.
_LLC.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yes.
On Instagram. Yeah. All right. So, thank you, Nice Media. Thank you, God, for giving us this opportunity.
Yes.
And Born With It, remember, Born With It is not what's on you. It's what's in you. Hence the DNA. Oh, yes. It's in our DNA. Everybody born with something, right? Right?
That's right.
That's right.
All right.
Good night.